Hello, and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to give my week 8 update on keto. Can't believe I've been doing it for almost 2 months. It's been quite shocking, I guess. Mainly because I never thought about eating this way. It's still going well for the most part. I did end up having like a couple of cheat days, but honestly, I feel like I guess there are people out there who are much better than I am with willpower and can stick to keto forever and ever and every day, but I find it kind of difficult. So every once in a while, I will like there's one day, and honestly it's super few and far between because I think I was eating keto for like maybe 2 weeks or the past 2 weeks, like totally strict keto, and then like yesterday or something I had a cheat day kind of thing. um Other than that, it's going pretty well. I am once again on my period, so I wasn't gonna weigh myself or anything like that today, but um, I don't know. I woke up and I felt kind of skinny. I mean, I am not skinny, but I just felt thinner and lighter. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just weigh myself and it's fine if I'm over my weight or if I haven't lost any weight. It's totally fine. But surprisingly, I lost 1.4 pounds lower, which probably means my weight's actually much lower than 1.4 pounds after my period is over. That being said, I'm just gonna get right to my measurements. I did lose inches, and again, I don't normally weigh myself during this time because I usually am. I mean, anything for most women, you're bloated, or you feel heavy, or whatever it is, and you just don't feel super great about yourself. Maybe I don't know. I'm like that. Maybe I'm just kind of assuming most women are like that, but I'm like that when I'm on my period. Um, so let me see. I didn't lose any weight on my ankle, although I guess I should talk about my last week as well, since I didn't post for week 7. Week 7, I ended up losing 3.5 inches. And in places that I wasn't expecting to lose inches, and I was sort of shocked because I don't think I've ever been that skinny, if you will, or that small in these parts of my body. So, like my ankle, for example, I lost a quarter of an inch last week. Was super shocked. My calf, I lost a quarter of an inch, and my calves have been thinner, but it was still surprising. I wasn't expecting it this early on in my weight loss. Um, and then I lost inches, or not inches, but I lost half an inch on my hip and my waist, and I lost half an inch on my bust. Yeah. And half an inch around my neck, which I also wasn't expecting, another weight loss there. So that was my week 7. For week 8, I'm not surprised. I didn't lose any weight on my ankle. Honestly, I don't think my ankle can get any skinnier. Like, I think this is it. Because even just touching my ankle, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is pretty much like all bone and a little bit of muscle that you can feel. So I don't think my ankles are going to be getting any smaller than they currently are. I shockingly again lost weight on my calf. Again, I just wasn't expecting to lose inches there, primarily because like in terms of like my body and how I've always gained weight, I kind of just gain weight everywhere. I know some people tend to gain weight more on their stomach or on their waist or whatever, wherever, but I'm one of those people that just gains weight everywhere. So when I start to lose weight, it kind of all sort of comes off randomly. But a lot of times I tend to lose weight more quickly on my waist and my hips and my bust. Um, and my legs are very slow to catch up usually. So I was again really surprised, but I lost another a quarter of an inch on my calf. I lost an inch around my thigh, which I was really excited about because for like 3 weeks I lost no inches, which is awesome. And so I've lost like a total of 4 inches on my thighs, and I only lost half an inch on my hip, but it's still great because I've lost 6 inches total since I started this process. And then on my waist, I lost another half an inch. So I've lost a total of 5 inches on my waist. On that part that I mentioned that I sort of weigh, it's like I call it like my upper waist or my high waist area. I haven't lost any weight there for the past 3 weeks. Um, it's definitely been smaller, so I know I can lose weight there. But I have lost 3 inches since I started. And then on my bust, I didn't lose any weight, but I have lost about 4.5 inches since I've started. And on my arm, I haven't lost any weight. Although I think I mentioned at the end of week 6, my arms have never been this small before, so that's super exciting for me. So I lost 2.5 inches on my arm, and I lost nothing on my neck, and then I lost about an inch on my neck. And I also feel like that's another area part of my body where, like, maybe I'll lose weight, but probably not. Or if I do, it'll be like a quarter of an inch, maybe someday. Um, yeah. So overall, week 8, I have lost 27 inches total, and I have lost a total of 12 point something pounds. 12.6 pounds. Um, and when I started, I was actually a higher weight, or before I started, like a week before I started, I was actually a higher weight and I lost 4 pounds, not intentionally, but I think it's because I was traveling in London during that time period. And I probably walked like 5 to 7 miles every day. And I wasn't eating really badly. I don't tend to eat super badly when I travel internationally. But yeah, so I lost 4 pounds before then too. So I kind of look at that as a total overall. So I kind of include it. I still have about, oh gosh, technically I only need to lose 13 more pounds. Or, yeah, 13 more pounds. But I really want to lose about 15, maybe 20. But I don't think that's going to happen in the next 2 months. Um, there's a lot of news coming up. So, like, I am moving actually in, oh my gosh, like a week and a half. I'm moving to a new house, so I'm super excited for that. My kitchen will not be as modern, but we will be redoing our kitchen. My kitchen will definitely be bigger. I'm super excited for that. And the commute will be a little bit longer for work, but that's okay. I also am having my surgery, or one of my surgeries, at the end of the month. So I'm gonna see how far along I am in weight loss then. If I just need to lose 5 more pounds by the end of March, then I will probably schedule my egg retrieval surgery for April. But if I have to lose more, I'm just gonna push it out to May. And May is actually kind of my deadline. And I haven't told my husband this, but um, if I don't get to the weight by May, even if it's just like 5 more pounds or something, I'm not going to wait any longer. I'm just going to have the surgery without anesthesia, which is going to totally suck. But I'm pretty sure childbirth is worse, even if you have an epidural. So that's kind of where I'm at with my weight loss and everything. I don't think anything super crazy has changed. I'm still doing my weight training and everything. And I think in week 6 I posted that I joined a gym. And if I didn't, I'll just talk about that super quick. I ended up joining a gym a couple weeks ago because in my condo we have a pretty good gym, and so I was using that to do my weight training. And then obviously HIIT routines, you don't really need anything, you can just do all body weight HIIT routines if you don't have a machine, so that's not a huge deal. But I needed weights, and right now obviously in our tiny condo we don't have place for that, and that's not going to be the first thing we're going to purchasing for our home. Because we do have to do a lot of work that came out of the inspection of the house that we have to get fixed first. And then I know my husband wants to get like central air, so we have to save up and pay for that. And then we also want to redo our kitchen, so we have to save up and do that. The point is that there's a lot of other things we have to do before buying a weight set in the house is going to be the most important thing. So I joined a gym because I didn't want to stop working out or taking a break or making up any or having an opportunity to make an excuse to not work out, basically. So I've been doing Zumba and body combat, and to be honest, I prefer body combat, but they don't have enough body combat classes. So I think I can only do a body combat class like twice a week or something. So I supplemented and do some Zumba. Not that I hate Zumba, it's just, I don't know, it gets kind of boring. And honestly, and God, I'm sure people are going to hate this that I say this, but I'm like 5 minutes into the class and I'm like, oh my God, is it over yet? It's like I'm doing a HIIT routine, except it's going to last another 55 minutes. So you may be kind of like, well, then why the hell are you doing Zumba? I mean, I think that having another form of cardio in my workout regimen is probably healthy, even if I am not a lover of it. So there it is. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some days where I'm just like, I'd rather just do another 20-minute hit routine, which is pretty bad, right? Because like hit routines totally suck. And for most people, Zumba probably seems a lot more fun because you're dancing, kind of. Um, but yeah, I would almost rather do another hit routine, but then I get super bored of that. So, but it's also kind of nice because Zumba or body combat classes, when you take them, you kind of turn your brain off and you don't have to think about what you're doing or worry about what you're doing. You just kind of follow the class. Um, my weight training is going pretty well. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I pretty much change up my weight routine every month. So even though I do my workout 3 times a week, every month it changes. So it's always different. So it's always interesting to me. It's one of the reasons I actually really, really love weight training. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think that's it. Food wise, like I said, it's been going pretty well. I don't have any complaints. I made these amazing keto brownies. I'm still kind of tweaking around with the recipe a little bit, but I did post that on my site. So if you ever want to go to my site, which is always linked below, you'll find not the recipe for the brownies, but a link to the recipe to the brownies. Um, so yeah, other than that, I think that's it. And then I guess I'll just post next week and hopefully, first of all, can't believe I'm starting week 9 of keto, but I'm hoping that after my period's over, maybe I'll have lost more weight. I'll be closer to my weight goal so I can not stress about how much more weight I have to lose by the end of this month. So, yeah, because at this rate, it'd be really great by the end of this month if I could be down another 6 or 7 pounds, which sounds like it shouldn't be super hard. It's not like some people are always like, oh, well, it depends on how much weight you have to lose. And yeah, that's true. But at the same time, I'm not skinny at all. So I feel like I should be losing so much more weight than I currently am. Oh, the other thing I did kind of want to mention, and I mean, it's a little personal, but I think other people feel this way too. I still haven't really figured out how to deal with this, but when you have a lot of weight to lose, and people I think who do have a lot of weight to lose or have lost a lot of weight understand this. When you have a lot of weight to lose, it's not just physically trying, it's also super emotionally trying. I mean, I'm sure it's like that for a lot of people, but I feel like when you have a lot more weight to lose, it's a little bit harder because it's going to take you a lot longer to get to where you want to be. Um, And the reason I mention this is because yesterday I was sitting on the couch and I was like poking at my stomach. And I'm looking at my husband and I'm like, I'm so fat. And he just kind of looks at me and he's like, what is wrong with you? And I told him and I said, well, like I know that I'm losing weight and obviously I'm tracking my inches lost. And 27 inches is a lot of inches. Like that's nothing to sneeze about. And I like mentally, like logically understand that and that really analytical, anal retentive side of my brain is like, get your shit together. But at the same time, it's hard to look at my body and not still see. I mean, again, I know I'm not really skinny, but it's hard to see the progress. Um, and the reason I say that is because, I guess the reason I'm kind of talking about it is because it really sucks. And it like emotionally is kind of exhausting because you do like you or I do anyway. I just kind of look at myself and I'm like, I know I'm thinner and my clothes certainly fit better. Like even like the shirt that I'm currently wearing, it's actually a little bit too big for me. Um, but I still don't feel comfortable enough to change to something smaller because then I don't know. It's like this really weird psychological thing where I'm like, God, I really am super fat. And it's like I can be buried underneath like the layers of clothes that are hanging very, really loosely on me. And I had a friend one time who mentioned to me and said, you basically wear clothes that make you look like a burlap sack because they're always so large on you and you're not as big as you seem to think you are. And it's true. I know that, and it took me a long time to actually recognize that and accept that I do that. But like I said, I feel like that's actually one of the hardest parts of weight loss. I don't, to me anyway, it's not the fact that I have to go to the gym. It's not the fact that I have to eat better. It's how my mind still feels or how I still feel about myself as I'm going through the process. That to me is the hard part of a weight loss journey. Um, because you don't, I don't know. And honestly, I don't know, like, and if anyone has any suggestions, I would be so open to it. And if I ever learn how to get myself over myself, I guess, I'll definitely share it. But yeah, to me, this is the hardest part of losing weight is how to start looking at yourself and not, and having a more positive outlook and not thinking, oh my God, you're still so fat. Because that is literally what I think when I look at myself in the mirror. Okay, sorry, on that really depressing note, I'm going to go. I didn't want to make this video too long, but I unfortunately failed at that. But I'll see how I feel about myself next week, and if I maybe don't feel so negatively about my body. All right, bye.